Hi everyone, this is Mike Gordon, and welcome back to the perfect playthrough of Tommy the Sword of Baseball. We have reached the halfway point of the regular season, so let's get the second series against the Giants over with. This series actually went by very smoothly, all things considered. In spite of fairly lengthy first inning, this is by far my fastest series to date. It doesn't look like much now. In fact, I pretty much end up getting an out after 2 strikes and a ball. But I pretty much grind out my lead in the first inning, and I never look back. In fact, there's the swing right there, and I get an out. And now, things actually start picking up a bit. I get my swing right down the right lane, and I'm actually kind of glad that it actually missed the first baseman for once.
Second baseman.
And I get 2 men on base. Now I get to...
Right fielder.
And I actually score my first run off of that. And I get my other men on second and third base, which is cool. That way I don't have to jilt the, So I don't have to joke the up and down buttons over and over again. Unfortunately, that's about to change, but I actually have a strategy. Since no one's on second, I just decided to just not swing for it and steal second. Now I have 2. Now I'm right where I like things to be. And I even get 2 runs out of it. At this point, I decided, you know what, I think I've done good. I'm gonna go into speedrun mode right now.
Second baseman.
So that's basically what I did. I basically did quote-unquote stupid and reckless moves.
Second baseman.
Because I'm just going to speedrun the rest of the game. I had a pretty lengthy first inning, but that's the extent of the lengthiness that this game is going to provide us.
First baseman. Out.
Game 16 runs for about 16 minutes. It's basically swinging out, swinging out.
Baseman. Out.
So some things I'd like to discuss in the meantime. I actually have gotten a lot of requests to potentially bring back the perfect playthrough of Final Fantasy VI. Actually, it wasn't called Perfect Playthrough, I call it Perfect Walkthroughs or something like that. It's been well over a year since I last touched that game, and I pretty much have to start over. But I'm gonna make a proposal to you. After I finish Tommy the Sword of Baseball, at the absolute...
Third baseman.
If people can spread the word around and get me to 100 subscribers, I will continue with my perfect playthrough of Final Fantasy VI where I left off. I'm gonna beat everyone all the time in the world. If there's enough talk and enough demand for me to do a perfect playthrough of Final Fantasy VI, I will return to it. And I get a home run down the middle. I know I was doing this in speedrun mode, but I really don't have any info. But since this is basically just a single save state right here, I don't really have any control or foresight on when I'll swing at a homer.
Second baseman.
So I just take the homer as is and just continue on. It's neat.
Shortstop. Out.
But it's a good thing. But the Giants were never really that
Third
formidable.
baseman. Out. Center fielder.
Additionally, on top of the Final Fantasy VI Perfect playthroughs, I will be willing to take requests for future Perfect playthroughs. Right now, anything that you can play on BizHawk emulator, I will be ready for. Additionally, if you actually want to see me attempt a 100% speed run of Sonic 2 on an actual Sega Genesis, mind you, not on an emulator, give me to 200 subscribers. I will try to find a capture card for the Genesis. I'm gonna record it, dump it online. There you go.
Strike. Second baseman. Out.
I actually do kind of hope that this YouTube channel thing can actually take off. And so I'm not really talking much about the game. No, I catch that one. Well, really, that's because everyone, both me and the CPU, is basically swing in and out, rinse, repeat. Ad nauseum. I think the Giants get off with a homer at some point in this game. Now, in even one of these games, not this one anyways. Okay, this is probably the only time I decide, you know what, I'm gonna add an extra point. Because I probably could have just gone for the out there, but I decided, you know what, I can pad out my points a little bit more. So the score's up 6-0. And nope, that's not it. I think it's along the foul lines was when they get when I give up the homer. It's actually very difficult to get a home run down the middle. Obviously, because it's very, very far away. You kind of have your best bets is along the foul line.
Shortstop.
I know, it's pretty, I kind of wish I wasn't hitting fly balls because those take a while.
Second baseman. Out.
But at least it's almost guaranteed that they will catch it. Not always, but it's good odds. The same person would stop at second, but I'm just gonna get the out. Now we're bottom of the sixth. And this is pretty automated. The Cincinnati Reds were a bitch to deal with in the last episode, so the Giants are very much therapeutic.
Third baseman.
How much longer do I need to post these? Probably until I get a win. Until I win the division. Technically, I could just shoot for a perfect season. In fact, I could actually do that. A perfect playthrough of a baseball game with a greatly truncated regular season. You know, from like 150 to 30 games. I could probably do a 30-game perfect season. And then, by the way, the record for the most wins... The record for the most consecutive win for the longest winning streak in baseball history is 20 games by the Oakland Athletics in, I think, 2002, 2003. was when the Athletics won 20 games in a row. It was before the Red Sox won the World Series in 2004. And there was actually a movie about it called Moneyball. A really good movie. From a time when, Hollywood gave a crap about making quality entertainment. Instead of an endless parade of propaganda.
Left fielder.
And that's the homer I gave up, right here. But anyways, I would definitely recommend anyone who's a fan of baseball, go watch Moneyball. It is a solid 9 out of 10 for me. Really good, all things considered.
Shortstop.
And I just like to swap out my pitchers here.
Out.
And everything basically goes pretty well.
Shortstop.
Now we're top of the 7th, and because they were dumb enough to throw to second, I decided to just go to second. Let myself be taken out.
First baseman.
And this is another one where I'm like,
Out.
okay. It was a bold move I did, but it kind of made sense for me to do that regardless
Out.
if I was trying to get there. And that was it for the 7th inning. 8th inning. Top of the 8th, actually. What am I saying?
First baseman. Out.
Once again, you hold B. You hold the.
Second baseman.
You hold the corresponding the D-pad corresponding to the bases, and then press B to run down the
Second
bases.
baseman.
And you press C to throw towards said corresponding base. I don't know what A does
First baseman. Out.
in relation to the D-pad. It probably allows you to move your other guys, or just move all your other guys freely. If I had to take a guess. But I never really need to press the A button.
Out.
Because again, the C button is the primary action button, the B button is the secondary, and A is the lowest priority action button.
Second baseman.
It's basically the hypothetical evolution of the established of the NES's control scheme.
Shortstop.
Except it's ABC from left to right, rather than right to left. And that's it for game 17, and now we're on to game 18. I should remind you that I basically used one save state per game in this episode,
Ball.
due to the technical limitations with my recording software.
Ball.
The irony is, the irony, of course, is hypothetically, I probably could have done this whole thing in one episode, and this time around, anyways, because this video was so short. The length of time for each of these games averages to about 12 minutes each. And I get another home. Actually, no, that was the first score of the game for me.
Shortstop. Out.
I'm looking right ahead. It's not game 16. It's
Shortstop.
we're in game 17 right now. The last game was game 16. Right, that makes sense. It actually took a while before I scored in game 18.
Out.
But yeah, each of these games basically averages to about 12 minutes in length. The first episode was 13 minutes. give or take.
Third baseman.
And because I have not effectively put my opponent away, I decided I was going to try to rack up as much points as possible.
Safe.
Alright, I'm gonna try to steal second here.
Safe.
Alright, I'm gonna screw up a bit here. Yeah, I think this second inning, the top of the second inning, actually takes a bit of a while. And I steal second. I give up the chance to swing because I want to do this without having to jolt the D-pad up and down over and over again. And I get 2 free runs out of it.
Out.
And I decide I'm going to... No, it's good. Time to go into speedrun mode. I'm up 3-0, might as well.
Out. Shortstop. Out.
Let's see. This year was actually the very first time I played Dinosaur Baseball.
Out.
I very faintly remember this game in particular.
Strike.
Us actually owning this game on the Genesis, but nobody ever played it. I keep telling this story, and I sort of botched it here.
Second baseman.
I was like, oh, that way. This is the game where the opponent out-hits.
Center fielder. Out. Safe.
You know, they already got 2 hits on me, and that basically means I get a home run at some. Probably didn't need to throw to third base, but
Ball.
didn't matter because I got the out.
Right fielder.
And this ain't it. If you see that flashing yellow dot thing on anywhere on the field, and sometimes you don't see it at all, yeah, it's gonna be an out. It's gonna be an out.
Shortstop. Out.
So it doesn't matter because I'm just going into speedrun mode, because even though the CPU in this game out hits me, I win the game anyways. And I get another home run. Here's the homer. I don't really care, I'm just glad that 2 people have out my score a little bit. Gives me an extra security blanket like that extra homer in game 16. That got me up to 16-0. 6-0. Eventually, final score was 6-1.
Shortstop.
So far, game
Out.
Game 17 is moving pretty quickly. Yes, and yeah, I'm already able to pad up the score. So this is definitely a testament of my growing skill up to this point in time. The Reds gave me such an awful hard time. I had to rely on save states heavily, but this was very therapeutic. You know, I'm actually recording this on the same day that I recorded this video.
Third baseman.
That's how
Foul.
quickly I got everything done. What I'm not doing when I'm not working or working on this Let's Play, I'm basically grinding on other games. I'm currently grinding on Sonic 2 because I want to get a perfect playthrough of Sonic 2 out and ready for you guys. But if you guys really want to see me do a speedrun of Sonic 2 on an actual Sega Genesis,
Right fielder.
and I give up a homer here. Get me to 200 subscribers, and I will try to do an actual 100% glitchless speedrun of Sonic 2.
Strike.
My fastest time so far is just under an hour.
Safe.
But, you know, that's with the rewind feature on the Nintendo Switch.
Out.
Even then, I don't want to do it on the Nintendo Switch because of the music at the ending lags. Just for some reason.
Third baseman. Foul.
I kind of suck that had to be a foul.
Shortstop.
And I really kind of wished this season was only 15 games long. I have no idea. 15 and maybe 18 games long, so you can play each team 3 times in the US divisions, the US East and West divisions 3 times. So,
Out.
because at this point I'm kind of running out of things to say about this game.
Out. Shortstop. Out.
But, my next perfect playthrough I'm actually having planned is, Arnold Palmer Tournament Golf for Sega Genesis. That game was actually kind of a... Even though I did not play this game when we owned it, I did actually play that game but once. And it was kind of at a very...
Shortstop.
But not in our physical possession, but... It was actually at a very, difficult time for the family.
Shortstop.
And it was one of 4 games, specifically, that I played on the Sega Genesis and the NES. I did not own an NES, by the way. My parents did, but my dad swapped it out for the Genesis right around the time that I was born. So this early batch of games that you see me playing, they're kind of of great sentimental value as far as the family dynamic.
Third baseman. Out.
They are basically the earliest Genesis titles.
Shortstop. Out.
And, you know, I think something else kind of crazy happens between now and the end of the game that pushes the... Because right now, and I'm about to give up another... And sooner or later I'm going to give up another hit, and that's going to result in the first time I can recall where the Giants had more hits than I did, where the CPU had more hits than I did. But that was mostly because I'm in speedrun mode.
Shortstop.
It's actually kind of funny how sloppy this game was, and yet it moved a lot faster than the last game.
Ball. Second baseman. Out.
Oh. Alright, one more out.
Second baseman.
I really kind of wish there was a way to play the regular season as the designated home team all throughout, but instead, you're always the designated away team.
Right fielder.
I actually did try with the, having only the second controller available, but, didn't work.
Out.
Yeah, it hasn't happened yet. Okay, it happens at the bottom of the 9th.
Out.
Yep, that's an out.
Second baseman.
Alright, and that's another out. I probably would have gotten way more hits and way more runs by comparison, but I just want to get this over with.
Third baseman. Out.
I've had absolutely no reason to run the table
Shortstop.
here.
Out.
That was hit right towards my pitcher, so that was really easy.
Center fielder.
And, I give up another home run here. Oh, shucks. Now my deficit is 4-2. Now my lead is 4-2 rather than 4-1. That's okay, so only need 2 more swings, and then I'm good.
Out.
That's 1 out. 2 outs, actually.
Second baseman. Out.
And, that's the game, set, and match. 1-4-2. And now let's move on to game 18. The Cincinnati Reds are still hanging in there. But not by much, because I'm not going to lose 6 more times.
Shortstop. Out. Second baseman.
And I get my first man on base. I don't think this is gonna matter much, and it won't matter much. Because, I already got 1 out. Now I had 2 outs.
Third baseman. Out.
And because that was a fly ball, that was gonna be an out no matter what.
Third baseman. Out.
And,
Third baseman. Out.
yeah, there's really not a whole lot more to say, really.
Center fielder.
Other than the fact that this actually was the toughest game of the 3.
Second baseman.
I do use a second save state at the bottom of the 9th, because I was getting a little worried.
Ball.
But, otherwise this was largely played with just 1 save state, and only the ending required a second.
Out.
And the reason why was because, for whatever reason, I suddenly was unable to get any men on base, much less get any runs in.
Second baseman.
The Giants just got so much better in this game than they were in the previous 2 games.
Strike.
Well, as far as the fielding
Center
goes.
fielder. Out.
And yeah, that's kind of scary when they're both moving at the same time like that, but,
Out.
and yeah, that's out. This is kind of a boring game. I think it's until like
Center
6th
fielder.
inning or something before 6th or 7th inning before I finally get on the board.
Second baseman. Out.
And
Shortstop. Out. Third baseman. Out.
and it doesn't look like much. It's basically swinging out, swinging out, swinging out, swinging out. But at some point they're gonna get a homer here.
Out.
Not in this inning. I think it was right before I started scoring, so
Second baseman.
it was either this inning or the next
Out.
where I give up another home run. Thankfully, the last score I would give up this series.
First baseman. Foul. Second baseman.
And one of the things too is none of my swings were ever hard swings. I was never able to get that whack,
Out.
and that kept costing me. I don't know why.
Out.
Kind of seems arbitrary whether or not you actually get the thwack or not. And yep, that was Omer. I thought I might be able to catch it. You never. Sometimes even if you don't see the yellow thing flashing, you might be able to catch it, even if you don't see it. But
Second baseman.
wasn't lucky that time. But I would make amends for it in this inning. You know, I'll get both of my runs here.
Strike. Safe.
And I steal second base. Because that's what you...
Shortstop.
And I manage to get to home, and I make it to second base.
Safe.
This was basically the big flaw, the only serious flaw of the fielding unit in this game. Yeah, I got it out here, but that misplay has stopped me from getting to home. Basically cost the Giants the game. Because now I'm up 2-1, and that is gonna be our final. That's gonna be our final tally for the game. And I'm not gonna make any mistakes and say this is the final tally. Nobody makes it to home the rest of the way. I don't, the computer doesn't. And keep in mind, being up by 1 point is not a good place or time to go into speedrun mode. So it's very interesting that this is the fastest of the 3 games. And it's pretty much due to the fact that it's the lowest scoring game. Rather than, oh, I'm basically going into speedrun mode. I'm not.
Shortstop.
You know, I'm actively doing my best, but my batting is just not working out for me in this game.
Shortstop.
It worked out for me in the 5th inning, but that was it.
Second baseman. Out.
And that can be a little worrisome, but
Second baseman. Out.
but not really.
Shortstop. Safe.
And I made a misclick there.
Right fielder.
Nothing's gonna come of this though, because again, 2 points, and that's that. So, I made a misclick. I think at some point I pressed left while I was trying to swing. When really I meant to hold right down the right button instead.
Third baseman.
See, I'm actually still actively trying to win. I'm actually still actively trying to get more runs in.
Shortstop. Out.
But it's not gonna matter. Because this time the Giants' fielding is pretty airtight.
Out. Second baseman. Out.
But, you know, aside from the fact that I'm up 2-1, the game is basically a stalemate here.
Right.
Where neither of us can get anything going on the baseball diamond. Maybe a man on base, but that's it.
Third baseman.
Top of the 8th.
Out.
Not gonna make it. Alright.
Second baseman.
Barely got that. Didn't matter.
Second baseman. Out.
Yeah. See, if I actually got more men on base,
Out.
it's kind of funny. The fact that I actually tried my damn best, gave it everything I had in this game. I only was able to get 4 hits successfully up to this point in time. Was a testament that, with only a 1-point lead, was a testament that I was not purposely going to speedrun mode at all. It just so happened to play out like that.
Out.
But on the bright side, we only got about a minute left. So, this sparring commentary is about to run out.
Out.
And this is when I decided to use another second save state here, because I'm only up by 1 point. And I did not want to give up a tie or end up losing at the bottom of the 9th. After everything I've gone through. Luckily, I didn't really need the second save state, it was just a safety measure. And that's game, set, and match. If you like what you see, leave a like and subscribe. 100 subscriptions will get you a perfect playthrough of Final Fantasy VI Advance, and 200 will get you a Sonic 2 speedrun on the Genesis. This is Mike Gordon, signing out.